Okay, I can't do it. I can do the Macarena though. See? That's way easier than flossing, y'all. Hey y'all, this is Whitney Nicely from She Buys It, and today we're going to talk about rent-to-own homes and how you can make an extra $10,000 a month by offering rent-to-own homes. Hey y'all, this is Whitney Nicely from She Buys It, and today we're going to talk about rent-to-own homes, how you can make $10,000 a month by simply adding 2 words after the word rent. It's kind of crazy, isn't it? I mean, seriously, $10,000 a month and all I want you to do is say 3 words instead of 1? Yeah. So I've got 13 houses right now that I own. I've got 6 of them paid off free and clear, and then I've got mortgages on the others. But with those houses, I can do a rent to own with my tenant buyer, which actually basically turns into a lease option with my tenant buyer. All right, so I've got these houses, and whether I actually own them or whether I have purchased them with a lease option, I can sell them with a lease option. It's called a sandwich lease option. If I'm buying it with a lease option and selling it with a lease option, that's called a sandwich lease option. All right, and you can do this. I do this in Tennessee all the time. Now, what most people do when they have a house is they think, okay, cool, I'll rent it. Do you know what happens when you rent a house? People trash it. People quit paying rent. People don't care about it. People up and leave you in the middle of the night because they don't have any money invested in the property. But I learned a couple years ago how you can turn a rent-to-own deal into a lease option deal and get $10,000 or more when somebody moves in to your house. Not only will you get $10,000 or more when somebody moves into your house, but they might pay more per month than you could get on a regular rental for the same property. It's a beautiful situation. The most I've ever had is $40,000. One woman gave me $40,000, stayed in the house for 6 months, and then moved to her sister's place in South Carolina and was like, bye. Now, that doesn't make any sense to me, but that's what she wanted to do with her life, and I am not getting in the way of anybody doing what they want to do with their life. Okay? So, rent to own. I don't want you to rent houses anymore. You're never going to get ahead. Let's say you bring in $1,000 a month, and you're like, woohoo! And let's say those people gave you $1,000 for a security deposit and you're like, woohoo! And then they leave in 6 months and it takes a month to get somebody else in that house. And so you're out of money for a month because they left the house in okay shape. So you gave them their security deposit back. But nobody made that payment in the middle of the month. So now you have to make that payment while the house is empty. Not to mention, you probably have to pay somebody to mow it while the house is empty. You probably have to pay to keep the electric on while the house is empty. You probably have to pay to have somebody go clean it. I mean, even if they left it in great shape, you want to send a cleaning lady over there to, tidy it up a little bit, don't you? So now you're out a monthly payment and probably another monthly payment on what you spent just keeping the house going for the month it was empty. And that's if you don't have a mortgage payment on the house. Let's say your mortgage payment is $800 and you're collecting $1,000. And they stayed for 6 months. So you have $200 for 6 months, that's $1,200. But you also have to pay property taxes and insurance for the year, which is probably more than $1,200. It just doesn't make any sense to offer to rent a house. Now, if we're talking about apartments, totally different story, okay? I got a totally different vibe when we talk about apartments. But let's talk about houses. So I don't understand how you can make money and be a successful real estate investor by renting a house. Do you? I mean, tell me in the comments, how do you actually ever make money renting houses? Because I don't get it. I don't understand it. By the way, do you want to be a successful real estate investor now? Because I have a super short and quick, easy way for you to jumpstart that action. Ready for it? Down in the comments, I want you to say, I am a successful real estate investor now. Seriously, down there in the comments, I want you to type it out. I want you to say, I am a successful real estate investor now. And I go through, I promise, I go through every single night and I like and reply back to all of those comments. So leave me a comment right now and declare it. Start affirming it. Let God know that you are a successful real estate investor now, and watch God work. Watch God lead you towards sellers who need you, sellers who are ready to do rent-to-own deals, sellers who are ready to do lease option deals, ready to do owner financing deals. You got to get it going. Say it out loud to yourself as you're typing it. Say it out loud to yourself 15,000 different times a day. You know, we have like 60-something thousand thoughts a day, and most of them are kind of negative. So you got to rewire your brain if you're going to be a super successful real estate investor to start saying it out loud to yourself in the shower, in the car, when the kids are with you, when your husband's with you. I mean, while you're stirring spaghetti at night, you can be saying, I am a successful real estate investor now. Ooh, yeah. And as soon as I am a successful real estate investor, I'm going to have somebody else make my dinner. Ooh, yeah. All right? You can totally do that. I promise. Type it down below and then start saying it all day, every day. I am a successful real estate investor now. Okay, now let's talk about how adding to own will help you make an extra $10,000 a month, because we've already gone through renting houses doesn't pay. I tried it. It's a slow boat to nowhere. All right. And it's a shortcut to going broke. I tried it. Honest to goodness, I did. But when you start advertising your houses as a rent to own, the whole ballgame changes. I mean, like, boop, totally different person. And you go from struggling to make it to a super successful real estate investor now. And isn't that what you want? Yes. When you start advertising your houses, when you put a sign in the yard, when you put a post on Craigslist and it says rent to own, you start attracting people who have money and bad credit, or they have money and they're new to the area, so they don't have a job history, so they can't get a mortgage. You start attracting people who have money and they're self-employed because they can't go to a bank and get a regular loan just right off the bat. You start attracting people who absolutely need you in their market to give them a chance. I want you to become a real estate matchmaker. I want you to be a super successful real estate investor now. And you can do that by adding to own at the end of your rental advertisements. And I don't care if you got a house right now you're renting, or you got a house that you're buying with a lease option and then you're gonna rent to own it back out. This is a beautiful situation that thousands of people in the country need. Right now, I have 6 empty houses and I'm not even worried about it. If I had 6 empty rental houses, I would be super stressed out. I'd probably go apply for a job. I'd probably go use my license like a regular real estate agent. But I'm not worried about it, because all 6 of those properties, they all paid me $10,000. I take that back. One of them gave me $8,000 to move in. All right? But they still gave me thousands of dollars before they moved in. And I'm not an idiot. So I didn't take those thousands of dollars and go to Vegas and blow it all on things. I saved it. Because I also want to be a successful real estate investor now. And as a successful real estate investor now, I know that sometimes rainy days happen. And having 6 empty houses is most definitely a rainy day. Okay, trust me, that's a rainy day. It's a little bit of a panic situation. But I'm not panicking because all of those people gave me big bucks to move in, and I can use that money that they gave me as a non-refundable option fee. I can use that money that they gave me to make the payments before I put somebody else back in the house. I can use that money that they gave me to make my payments to find somebody else who's going to give me $10,000 to move in and then start making the monthly payment. I can use that money that they gave me to fix the house, whatever they did wrong to it. Okay, so instead of me coming out of pocket to make those payments, instead of me coming out of pocket to pay the cleaning lady, instead of me coming out of pocket to pay the yard guy or, whatever I need to do, they already gave me the money. So I'm just using their money to clean up their mess. You like this? Give me those thumbs up if you're liking this. Give me those thumbs up if you're liking this, okay? When you advertise your house for rent, you qualify people who don't want to be homeowners. But when you advertise your house rent to own, you start finding people who want to buy houses. They just can't for some reason right now. But they're good people and they've got good money and they make good money and they make good choices. They take good care of your property. Rent to own homes are amazing. Now, when I have people give me this money, they give me $10,000, $20,000, $40,000 in a non-refundable option fee, please be clear. I advertise the house rent to own because that phrase resonates with people, but I actually give the people a lease option or a lease with option to purchase real property, all right? They give me money as a non-refundable option fee. It's not a down payment because I'm not a mortgage broker. It's not a down payment because I'm not owner financing the property. It's not earnest money. It's a non-refundable option fee. And I get to keep it. If they leave in 2 weeks, that's my money. If they leave in 2 months, that's my money. If they leave in 2 years, that's my money. And if you require a minimum of a $10,000 non-refundable option fee, then you should be getting $10,000 for all 6 of those empty houses. Then you don't have to have that panic like regular landlords have when people move in and out. You're like, all right, that's cool. I got some money. I'll make improvements. I'll find somebody different. I'll find somebody more qualified. I'm cool with it. That's what I help women do. I help women all across the country buy houses without banks or a license. And rent to own or lease option, that's 2 of our main strategies to buy these houses, to control these houses. I'll tell you more about wholesaling, wholetailing, lease options, owner financing, and assignments. I got a free masterclass on getyourfirstdeal.com. All you got to do is drop in your name and email address and go to getyourfirstdeal.com. I'll teach you all sorts of fun stuff. I'll show you some of my mistakes. I'll show you some of my gains, and I'll help you get your first deal done fast. I want you to be that Proverbs 31 woman in verse 16, which says, she goes to inspect a field and she buys it. With her earnings, she plants a vineyard. Ladies, this is your chance to really step up and be that Proverbs 31 woman. Be that successful real estate investor now. Plant a vineyard. Plant that generational wealth. Plan on leaving a legacy. You can do this, and I'm here to help you. Go to getyourfirstdeal.com. All right, y'all let me know if you have any questions about a rent to own, a lease option, owner financing. Check out the other videos that I have. Don't forget to subscribe and share it with your friends. See y'all later.